Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me in this tarot reading today. The topic we'll be looking at will be your old chapter is ending, what blessing is unfolding for you. So you'll have 3 piles to choose from. So the first pile will be a frog. Pile number 2 will be a little hedgehog. And pile number 3 will be a cardinal or a red bird. So take a deep breath and then choose the pile that draws you in the most. And I'll see you in your pile. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this cute little green frog, then you're in the right pile. Place it right here. So the card underneath was the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is about independence, personal fulfillment, personal security. And these cards, my intention was for it to represent what the central energy for your new chapter is going to look like. So we're going to put it to the side and we'll talk more about it later. First, we're going to do a quick energy check. And I'll be pulling 5 cards using the Intuit Tarot deck. And we're going to see what your old chapter that you're walking away from is looking like, or did look like. So I've already pre-shuffled the cards. And my intention is to pull 5 cards. Actually, let me do it this way. Spirit, please come through and show me what pile 1's energy from their old chapter is looking like. What is coming to an end in pile 1's life for their previous chapter? What is coming to an end in their old chapter? Oops. So what we have is King of Cups. Two of Wands. And I'll be only doing upright cards today. What is coming to an end in pile 1's life at this time? Spirit. That's interesting. That one just floated straight off the deck. What is coming to an end in pile 1's life? What chapter is ending? Okay. Bottom of the deck is Justice. Okay. Let's here. This is. So we have the Fool. Solar Eclipse. And then 2 of Cups. Okay. So the Fool is the central energy of the old chapter. So the Fool signifies kind of impulsivity, diving into the unknown, being carefree. And the woman in this card just looks like she's just living her life, you know? So it feels like to me for Pile 1, your old chapter was one of trying to figure yourself out. And really trying to get a grasp of what trying to get a grasp of what type of life you wanted to lead, the kind of person you wanted to be. The first card is the King of Coins, or the King of Pentacles, and that's all about foundation, focusing on your money and your self-worth. And trying to build abundance in your life. So really focusing hard on your job and your stability. And then we have the Two of Wands. Normally in the traditional tarot decks, the Two of Wands is kind of standing and looking into the horizon. So really planning out their future and as if the possibilities are endless, like what did you want to focus on? Spending time to trying to figure that out. And that kind of ties in with the Fool energy. So like being at the start of something and trying to determine what you wanted to include in your life. And then this solar eclipse card is unique to the Intuit Tarot deck. And it says big changes are coming and that there's a catalyst for change. So I feel like the old energy was you just trying to figure yourself out and figure out what you wanted in your life. And now the energy in your life is shifting, where you're looking for change. So the energy that you're at the end of your old chapter is one about transformation and moving forward. And then at the end of the old chapter is the Two of Cups. So it feels to me that you've done the work of figuring out who you are, what you are, or what you stand for, and building stability in your own life and planning for your future to prepare for the Two of Cups, or prepare for the future where you can bring in a partner or companionship. So if that sounds like your energy, actually, we didn't touch upon the Justice card. So it's in reverse, but I'm not taking reversals today. So Justice is about fairness and balance. And to me, it feels like the balance was finding the balance within your own life. not necessarily with someone else. Okay. So if that sounds like what your old chapter looked like, then let's go ahead and look at this next question, which will be, what will your new chapter look like? So from earlier, we pulled the Nine of Pentacles as the central energy of your new chapter. Let's go ahead and use this deck to find out what your new chapter will look like. Spirit, please provide me information, insight on what Pile 1's new chapter is going to look like. I'm going to pull 2 cards for this question. What will the new chapter look like for Pile 1? Okay, that danced off my hand. What will the new chapter look like for Pile 1? Okay. Bottom of the deck energy is 3 of Swords. Actually, let's put it here. Okay. So I know I said I wouldn't take reversals, but actually it doesn't matter. So the back of the deck energy is the 3 of Swords, which is pretty obvious what it means with the 3 swords stabbing the heart, and then there's dark clouds in the background. So just the main meaning is heartbreak. And it was in reverse, so it's you finally healing from the heartbreak. So it feels to me like prior to this energy from your old chapter, you had dealt with a painful ending of a relationship, which led you to this independent phase where you needed to do the healing and the work on yourself and find balance within yourself before looking for new love again. Which is why the end of the old chapter is you starting to open up again to the idea of companionship and being in a healed space to do that. The 2 cards that came out for what will your new chapter look like is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is someone that is romantic and wants to dive headfirst into love. The Knight cards are about movement. So are you really wanting to move forward, looking for the love that you feel like you're ready for? And then the next card is the 5 of Swords, which is normally a card about conflict. You can see that the person in the front looks like he has like a smug look on his face because he won. And there's 2 people in the back walking away with their swords on the floor, you know, symbolizing that they are walking away or they gave up. I feel like in this context, you're not taking any BS from other people. Those that didn't have your best interests at heart, you're leaving behind, and your boundaries are up in a healthy way. Where you won't be taken advantage of again. And I think that really ties into, these cards tie into the Nine of Pentacles, which I mentioned earlier is about your personal abundance. 9 is like the pinnacle of like independence and success for yourself. And you've found the balance between your romantic side and previously the side where people would take advantage of you, and now you're standing your ground. I know this isn't the Seven of Wands, but this kind of gives me the energy of Seven of Wands, because he looks like he's either stabbing the ground with the sword or he's taking the sword out of the ground. But in this case, I feel like he's stabbing the sword in the ground. So really putting your foot down with those around you that maybe previously you let walk all over you. And because of doing that work, you know, leading to your own satisfaction in your life and your own independence and your own success. All right, so the next question will be for Spirit. What blessing is unfolding for you for pile 1? Let's look at, now that you have an idea of what the chapter will look like. So your own balance and independence and healthy boundaries. What blessing will be unfolding for you? I don't know if I should take that. Yeah, Spirit says take that. Okay, that was quick. Wheel of Fortune. So 7 of Swords and Wheel of Fortune as the blessing unfolding for you. Can I get clarity on the 7 of Swords? Spirit, please give me clarity on the 7 of Swords. Ace of Cups. Can I get one more card on the 7 of Swords, Spirit, please? Okay. 5 of Pentacles is... Okay. Bottom of the deck is Temperance. Again, about really balancing two parts of yourself. Okay, hold on. I kind of feel like this is a progression from the 5 of Swords. This person removed their armor, whereas previously you were standing your ground. This is walking away. I know traditionally this card means deception or, you know, some kind of thievery or sneakiness. With the 5 of Pentacles. And then the Ace of Cups in the middle. It just feels like the blessing that's coming in your life is you moving away from those thoughts and circumstances that really held you back. Like in the back of the Seven of Swords, you see the dark clouds are parting, and you have birds present, which to me symbolize your angels or spirit guides or whatever you believe in that are coming in to guide you. So the deception maybe is not from other people, but within yourself. And the dark thoughts and negative self-talk is being released, and that is the blessing. And the Five of Pentacles is about someone being left out in the cold, essentially, not having that stability or security and connection that they're longing for. But I think based on the other cards, that's something that you work through, is releasing the need to rely on outside circumstances to provide you with a sense of stability and security. In the previous chapter, it feels like you were doing that inner work to focus on yourself. And these are things that you're releasing, which is allowing for the Ace of Cups to come through the bird again. This time more so in the forefront. So the new beginnings in emotions and love. First for yourself. This is what it feels like. The blessing is because you've done the work to release this energy of putting on the mask and deceiving yourself and others about what's important in your life. It's allowing for this new beginning to come through for your own inner peace and self-love, which is going to allow for, if you are looking for new love, you must love yourself first. So the blessing is you've found that love within yourself, of yourself, to then give you, the Wheel of Fortune. Whereas previously you struggled with self-love, self-worth, finding inner peace, your luck is changing and you're moving into a period in your life where you have that independence. You know your self-worth, which is going to attract more of what you want into your life, more positivity, more companionship, whether that's with a love interest or like-minded souls, friends that will enter your life. Yeah, so that's the messages I'm getting for that. That's great. I think there's a lot to look forward to, even if it feels a little scary, because it feels like these energies, these internal struggles within yourself are still going to be somewhat present in the new chapter, but the energy is really shifting away from that, because your central energy, so the main overall theme of your new chapter is your inner peace, your independence, your abundance, your self-love, and finding that balance for yourself. So that's great. Okay, so last thing we're going to get is guidance from Spirit. And we're using the Your Breakthrough is Coming Oracle deck. And I'm going to pull 2 cards. Spirit, please provide guidance for pile 1. Final guidance for pile 1. Final guidance for pile 1. Final guidance for pile 1, Spirit. Thank you. Final guidance for pile 1. Okay. Bottom of the deck, you're the author. We'll put this. So we're going to read the book on this. First card is Keep the Promise You Made to Yourself. I love this card. Feels like in your moments of darkness, you told yourself you were going to do better, that you wouldn't stay within that darkness for long, and that promise you made to yourself kept you going. Oh, yep. And then next card is Keep Going. And you know, it's a pretty rough dirt path. You know, there's rocks everywhere. The trail isn't smooth. But, you know, this person in this card has the proper gear on. It's not like they're walking in flip-flops or something. They have hiking shoes on. They have jeans to protect themselves if there's any like foliage or trees or shrubbery that could cut them. So they're protected. So I'm getting the feeling that you are protected. And Spirit is encouraging you to keep going. I want to look up this guidance for this card. Keep the promise you made to yourself. Let's see. How quickly I can find this. Oh wait, it's in alphabetical order? Nope. That's why there's a table of contents. Let's use that. Okay, page 138. Maybe that's a significant number. You can look up that number as an angel number, 138, for additional guidance from Spirit. So it says, keep the promise you made to yourself. Core message is, show up for the dream you once whispered. The message here is, you once made yourself a quiet promise, maybe in a journal, a prayer, or a late night moment of clarity, a vow to try, to rise, to build, to become. That promise was sacred. This card is your reminder to return to it. You don't owe the world anything more than you owe yourself. The dream you whispered when no one was watching still matters, especially now. Your follow-through is a form of self-love. Your consistency is a vote for your future. Show up even if it's hard, even if you're scared, especially when you'd rather run. Keep the promise you're worth that level of devotion. I really feel like that ties in with what we talked about earlier about your old chapter being about, oh, the Justice card is off on the side, about rebalancing your life, focusing on yourself, determining what you want for your future, and really doing the inner work for yourself before even considering bringing others into your life, perhaps romantically, or perhaps you were in a hermit mode and you didn't want to socialize and you didn't have the energy to connect with other people because you were working on yourself. And that's brought you back to your own self-worth, your own inner love, and doing that work is what's leading into your new chapter of success, independence, the self-love that this mentioned in the Ace of Cups. Guidance says, you may have drifted from a goal or intention, not because you're uncommitted, but because life got loud. This card invites you to come back to the root, to remember why you started. Your dreams don't require perfection, only presence. They are waiting for your return, not your apology. Each time you honor your commitment, a commitment to yourself, you build trust in your own spirit. That trust becomes the foundation of everything. I really feel like this ties in very well with this reading. Spirit is pretty much saying, with this keep going card, is to keep doing that inner work that you have been doing and pursuing the things that light you up. Pursuing your passions, your things that make you happy, people that make you happy. Keep doing those things, and it's going to bring about this new chapter filled with blessings and good luck and change in your fortune. All right, Pal One, that's my reading for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please like and subscribe. This will help the channel a lot. Have a great day. Hello. If you chose this hedgehog, then you're in the right group. Welcome, Pal 2. I'm gonna put it over here. So the card underneath is the Temperance card. And this is my intention when I pulled these cards was for this card to represent what your new chapter will look like. And this will be the central theme of the new chapter. Hold on, let me grab something. Okay, sorry about that. So Temperance is a card about balance, and you see the lady or the angel carrying 2 cups, which usually symbolizes emotions and is balancing the liquids between both cups. And in the background you see, to me, what looks like maybe the 5D versus the 3D. And so I get the feeling that this card is talking about, for this reading, that the new chapter may be something about bringing your manifestations or visions about what you want your life to be into the 3D world. So we're gonna go ahead and just put this to the side, and we'll talk about that card a little bit later. I will be pulling from the Intuit Tarot deck. We're gonna do a quick energy check, and my thought is to pull 5 cards to look at what is coming to an end in your life. In other words, what part of your old chapter is ending? What did your old chapter look like? So we're going to go ahead and ask Spirit, please, what energy is coming to an end in Pal 2's life? What energy is coming to an end in Pal 2's life? Oh, too many. What energy is coming to an end in Pal 2's life? What did the old chapter look like for Pal 2? Okay. First card we got is King of Swords. All right. What is coming to an end in Pal 2's current life? What old chapter is ending for Pile 2, please, Spirit? Oh, how many? Let's take the top card. Pull this card. I'm actually not going to be taking reversals for this reading, so we're going to adjust them to be upright. What energy is coming to an end in Pile 2's life, please, Spirit? 2 more cards. This wants to come out. 1 more card, please, Spirit. What does the old chapter look like for Pile 2 that is coming to an end? Oops. Okay, I guess we'll take both. No, not too many. Bottom of the deck energy is 10 of Swords. Let's move everything over. All right, so we got the King of Swords, Strength, Central Energy is the 2 of Cups, 6 of Wands, the New Moon with the Sun. Give me a moment while I get an overall feel for the energy. Okay. So what I am getting is, well, because of the 2 of Cups in the middle, that part of the old chapter that is ending, and the 10 of Swords is the back of the deck energy, is that you may be coming out of a relationship of some kind in this old chapter that you are moving away from. It seems like it ended pretty difficultly. It was and then Emperor underneath that in reverse. So it seems like you had to stand your ground with the King of Swords and Strength. The King of Swords is a no BS kind of person. And it's as if he's standing in his own truth. No, regardless of whether you are male or female, just the energy of someone standing up for themselves and speaking their truth. And with that strength that it took to move away from this relationship, which does feel to me like it was not an easy decision to make. But you did it because it was a relationship that really brought you down. And in order to regain your sense of self-confidence and improve your self-esteem, you had to move away from this relationship. It was draining you. With the new moon This is a card unique to the Intuit Tarot deck. Now it says timing is about 1 month or the next new moon, but I don't really think that. Or maybe this was something that recently happened within the last month or so. Part of this old chapter that you're leaving behind. And it does talk about changing directions and then starting something new. So this is very fitting for the reading that we're having today. And that energy you're moving from it even looks like in this new moon sky that the sun is coming up. The sky is lightening. It's not as dark. So you're looking forward to the future, you know, and you're facing towards your future, and it is full of light and optimism. So I think you feel pretty good about the decision you made, even though it was difficult, and you have, you know, high hopes or optimism for what the next chapter is going to bring you. So if that aligns with your current energy or what you've just recently gone through, then this is your reading. We're going to go ahead and pull this again for the central energy of your new chapter that is coming into your life. So next question we're going to ask is, what will your new chapter look like? And we're going to go ahead and pull 2 cards from the tarot deck to see what your new chapter will look like. What are the overall themes in your new chapter? Spirit, what will the new chapter look like for pile 2? What will the new chapter look like? Oh, too many. I'll take the ones that hit the table. Bottom of the deck. Again, I'm not doing reversals, so is the Lovers. Interesting. Let's put it here. Make sure it's all okay. Move this up. Okay. So we have the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles. I really think it's a pretty clear message that you are taking control of your life. I mean, the Lovers, aside from its obvious meaning about true love and a relationship, is really a card about making a decision. And with the Magician, it feels like you're taking control of your life and making decisions for your highest good. And the Magician has all the resources of the tarot deck at, you know, his or her disposal, and to draw down from the, you know, spirit realm or from 5D down into the 3D, into the real world. And I do feel like that ties in with what I mentioned earlier about the Temperance card, about it feeling like it's the merging of, you know, your inner reality with your outer reality. And you are aware of that power. You now know that you can, what you want for yourself can be brought to life. There's nothing that can stop you except yourself. And I think the obstacles or any sort of questions you had about whether you're moving in the right direction or if you're going to be able to make the right decisions for yourself, those you've laid to rest. You've worked through those, you know, inner shadows, and you've done the work to come out more self-confident. And then with the Queen of Pentacles is really she's a queen of security, abundance. She stands strong in who she is and what she represents. Whether you are male or female, you know, it's the energy of someone that, you know, knows their stuff and knows how to get what they want and is successful at it. So combining that with the Magician, you're bringing in this abundance into your life. So that's really great energy that you like. The energy you're coming into from the old chapter into the new chapter, the Sun, and that, you know, turning a new page, moving into a new phase in your life. It really feels like that is actually what is going to happen. So your intuition about that is spot on. So let's go ahead and pull a couple more cards. And we're going to ask Spirit what blessing is unfolding for you in this new chapter. And we're going to go ahead and pull 2 more cards. So Spirit, what blessing is unfolding for pile 2 in this new chapter? What blessing is unfolding for pile 2 in this new chapter, please? 2 cards. Oh, Ace of Rods, very nice. What blessing is unfolding for pile 2 in this new chapter? Okay. Oh, bottom of the deck is the Lovers again. So we have the Ace of Rods. Well, in this card or tarot deck is rods, but it is wands, and then Page of Pentacles. So when I pulled this card, I got I felt very excited for you, or I felt the energy of excitement for what this new chapter is bringing in. It's like a jolt of energy. I can't explain it. It just felt very vibrant. And this card, wands, are a card about passion, inspiration, creativity. So, you know, the visions and the things that you're trying to manifest, you know, you're going to be given the opportunity to do that, and for it to be, you know, successful. And then the Page of Pentacles. Pages are about messages, or, you know, a student, someone that is still kind of learning the ropes. And I think this also kind of gives me the feeling that, you know, this blessing that's coming in is the beginnings of abundance through your creativity and your passions. And it's going to start bringing you that abundance and stability that, you know, you were looking for. And this person does look a little worried in the way that I'm interpreting the cards based on this reading. They look a little apprehensive, but I think they're still moving forward anyway, because they just know that it's going to be okay. And I feel like that's a message for you, that you don't have to worry. Just follow that spark that you feel, follow your passion, follow what makes you happy. And when you do that, the blessings and this new chapter is going to come your way. So that's very exciting news for you. I wish you the best of luck in this new chapter of your life. Sorry about that. I actually had to pause because there was someone at my door. Okay, so for the final card that we're going to pull 2 cards. The final 2 cards that we're going to pull is from the Your Breakthrough is Coming Oracle deck. And we're going to ask for guidance from Spirit. So I'm going to pull 2 cards. What guidance do you have for pile 2? Final guidance for pile 2 regarding the new chapter that they're moving into, please. Final guidance for pile 2, please. Whoa. Actually, I kind of feel like pull this card. One more. What final guidance do you have for Pile 2 Spirit, please? What final guidance do you have for Pile 2? Final guidance for Pile 2, please. Okay, thank you. All right, so we got choose yourself and speak your dreams out loud. I love this. I actually feel like this actually kind of flips. Let's flip it. I feel like this kind of speaks to both the old chapter and the new chapter. The old chapter, you really had to be courageous and choose yourself and choose what was best for you, and maybe you felt like that was a selfish decision that you had to make, but it was the right decision. And now that you're moving into the new chapter, and to speak your dreams out loud, I think that is what you're doing. You're manifesting, you know, those dreams that you had for yourself that you probably put on the back burner because of something that was holding you back in your previous chapter. Now this is going to be the time where you start manifesting your passions, your dreams, your visions that you have for yourself. I do want to read. Let's go ahead and pull the book and we'll read the guidance in the book for Speak Your Dreams Out Loud. Gotta find the page. Speak. Okay, here it is. Page 114. You can also look that up as an angel number for additional guidance from Spirit if you'd like, if you feel called to do that. So speak your dreams out loud. Core message is claim it, feel it, move toward it. And I feel like you are doing that. You've made the decision to move toward the things that you want to bring into life. So the message is, your dream is not meant to live in silence. It's not meant to stay tucked away in the safety of your thoughts. Speaking it out loud gives it form, breath, and life. It shifts your dream from invisible to inevitable. This card is your permission to name what you want now, not someday, but now. When you speak your dreams, you do more than declare them, you activate them. Your words carry energy, frequency, and direction. The more you speak it, the more real it becomes. Don't wait for the perfect pitch or the right moment. Say it, claim it, let the universe hear your uncertainty. You don't have to know how it will happen. You just have to be bold enough to say it's yours. So guidance is, if you've been quiet about what you want, whether out of fear, shame, or fear of jinxing it, this card is a call to change that. Speaking your dream doesn't make you arrogant or naive. It makes you available for alignment, for momentum, for miracles. Let your words become the first bricks in the foundation you're building. Speak it clearly, speak it often, speak it like it's already on its way. I know this message focused a lot about speaking it out loud, and I do agree that words have power. So talking to the people that you trust and sharing your visions, your dreams that you have for yourself and for your life, to people that are truly supportive and will help you bring your vision to life, can be very powerful, you know, and definitely caution to who you speak about your dreams to, and to make sure that it is with people that align with you and want the best for you, the people that love you. And speaking it brings power to those words and to your dreams. All right, so it looks like that's all the messages we have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for listening to this reading today. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. It would really help the channel. Thank you so much again. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you chose this red Cardinal, then you're in the right pile. Welcome. I'm going to put it over here. So we'll be looking at the card that was underneath, and that is the Empress card. This card is often seen as the divine feminine energy, even if you're not a woman. It can still talk about the energy of receiving, creativity, abundance. Sometimes the Empress is depicted as being pregnant. You see the wheat here, the flowers bearing fruit, to signify all the things I mentioned. She is also the card number 3 of the Major Arcana. My intention is to use this card as the central energy for your new chapter that will be coming in. So we'll go ahead and talk about this in a little bit, after we can look at the other cards. But first we're going to do a quick energy check using this deck, the Intuit Tarot. And we're going to go ahead and pull out 5 cards, asking Spirit, what is coming to an end in your life in this old chapter? So Spirit, for pile 3, what is coming to an end in their life for the old chapter? Spirit, please let us know what is coming to an end in their life. What did their old chapter look like? Spirit, what did their old chapter look like? What is coming to an end in the old chapter? What is the old chapter going to look like? Actually, let's do Winter Solstice and Page of Cups. 3 more cards, Spirit. What is ending in their old chapter? What did their old chapter look like? Oh, wait, there's a card flipped over. The World. Okay. What is coming to an end in pile 3's life in the old chapter? What is coming to an end in pile 3's life in the old chapter? High Priestess. And 7 of Cups. Actually, let's move this over a little bit. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy is 10 of Wands. I'll put it here. So the central energy of the old chapter in your life that's ending. Actually, it says the end of a chapter in this card. So the World is a major arcana and does typically signify the end of a cycle. So you've reached the pinnacle of that cycle and it is now coming to an end, which is pretty fitting for what we're reading here, which is what is ending in your old chapter. Let's see. Okay, so first card is the Winter Solstice, and this is unique to the Intuit Tarot deck. They have these types of cards. So this one says find the light within. You can see the Aurora Borealis lighting up the night sky. And it says that this is about tying up loose ends, hibernating, winter time, which can be a time of solitude, rest, restoration. So it seems like in the old chapter, it was more about recuperating, maybe from a major event that had happened prior to this chapter of your life. Then we have the Page of Cups, and the pages are a youthful energy, and Cups is about love and romance, and I think this is more so focusing on developing a healthy relationship with love in general, whether it be with yourself or with other people. And for me, this man is looking outwards towards something. Looks like he's sitting on a deck or something, as if he's staring off into the horizon, longing for something. And then we have the High Priestess, another major arcana. And the High Priestess is often referenced as someone who's tapped into their intuition and their higher self. And again, this is Divine Feminine, which ties in with the Empress card that we saw earlier. But this is within the self, diving deeper into the self, versus the Empress is more of a manifesting that Divine Feminine in the outer world. So this feels more, again, like that winter energy that we saw with the winter solstice, and doing the deep diving into the self and tapping into your intuition. And then we have the final energy in the old chapter is of the Seven of Cups. In traditional tarot, it shows 7 different cups filled with different objects or items, signifying the abundance of choices available to you. So it seems to me like the previous chapter that's ending for you now is a period of inner reflection, tapping into your intuition, your higher self, to gain a better understanding of yourself. And then also to use this time to process and heal old emotions and stagnant energies that were in your life, so that you can move forward into the next chapter. And I think the Seven of Cups is you kind of emerging from that hibernation and determining, what options you do have in your life that you want to go toward, and finding that clarity for yourself. So if that sounds like what you're going through right now, that you feel like and you're ready for the next chapter, let's see what the next chapter will look like for you. So we're going to go ahead and ask Spirit, what will your new chapter look like? And we're going to pull 2 cards, again with the Empress as the central energy. Let's see. What will Pile 3's new chapter look like? Okay. What will Pile 3's new chapter look like? Oh, I forgot to mention the Ten of Wands. Same thing, Ten of Wands is the culmination of all, or the 9 wands, the journey of the wands. And in this case, 10 wands is signifying the heavy, sorry, the heavy burden that you're letting go of, that you're ready to let go of. So I think it ties in well with my other comments about you processing the end of a major turning point in your life. Okay, let's go ahead and pull another card for what will the new chapter look like for pile 3. One more card for Spirit, please. What will the, okay. Oops, I didn't mean to pull that many. Let's go ahead and take it anyway. All right, bottom of the deck energy, Ace of Swords. Again, that clarity that I spoke of earlier with the 7 of Cups. That's gonna be the overall theme of this next chapter of your life. Let's see. King of Swords. And then initially, I won't be doing reversals with this reading, so it'll just be upright cards. So we had the Judgment card. And then with that, wanted to pop out Ace of Pentacles and four of Rods or 4 of Wands for this deck. We'll put it underneath. Actually, we'll put it over. I feel like the King of Swords with the Ace of Swords, and then the Hierophant underneath. That really is focusing on the clarity that you have now, the decisiveness of moving forward in your life, and not taking the BS anymore, and standing strong in your viewpoints and your values, and knowing that your next step is going to be the right step. And you do have the birds in the background, which I do feel like signifies that you have divine guidance and support from spirit and angels and guides or whatever you believe in. That with the Judgment card. And Judgment is about making a judgment for yourself, like coming to terms with the life that you've led thus far, sort of like doing a life review and gaining whatever knowledge you needed to gain from your previous chapter to move forward. And then 2 really positive cards came with that. So this new chapter in your life is going to be all about moving forward with clarity, and then also stepping forward into a period of abundance and stability and positivity in your life. And the 4 of Wands is sometimes seen as the marriage card or celebration card, or the 1111 card of, you know, a life partner or sometimes twin flame. But I feel like in this case, based on this reading, it feels like this is more of a you being able to celebrate your own life and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the results of all the inner work and healing that you've done. And this ties in very well with the Empress card, being the divine feminine, birthing a new life in your own life even, or, you know, birthing a new project or bringing to life something that you've been thinking about for a very long time and putting the work in to move toward. Okay, so let's see. We're going to pull 2 more cards, and this will look at what blessing is unfolding for you. So Spirit, please show me what blessings are unfolding for pile 3. in this new chapter of their life. What blessing? Did something flip? Yep. Oh, nice. The six of rods. What blessing is unfolding for pile 3? What blessing is unfolding for pile 3? What blessing is unfolding for pile 3? Two of Pentacles. Okay. Bottom of the deck is Strength. I like how both the Two of Pentacles and the Strength card, the person has their eyes closed. And they're both holding something in their hands. And I feel like with the eyes closed, you know, that signifies that there is an innate trust that you have of your own intuition, your own inner guidance, or of, you know, spirit or your angels or your guides guiding you. You don't even need to have your eyes open because you trust that things are going to work out for you. And that is the blessing that will be coming into your life with the new chapter. Is you're going to be able to balance the things in your life based on the inner guidance that you receive, and your life will flow. You won't have to struggle against your life. You're going to work with your life to move forward. And with the Six of Wands is a card about victory. I think whatever dream or project that or goal that you have that you want to bring to fruition is going to be met with success. Not through sheer force, but through inner strength and tapping into your inner guidance. Using that as your GPS or your navigation system to help you through any obstacles you may encounter. So I think that's a very positive message from moving from a period of maybe you felt like you weren't going anywhere, it was stagnant. But all that work you did in your own personal life, doing the shadow work, has really opened up or given more space to the universe to bring in these blessings into your life. And yeah, so those are the messages that were received. And we're going to go ahead and get final guidance from Spirit. I'll be pulling 2 cards from this Your Breakthrough is Coming Oracle deck. Let's see what final guidance Spirit has for pile 3. What final guidance do you have for pile 3, please? 2 cards. What final guidance do you have for pile 3, please? What final guidance do you have for pile 3? Final guidance from Spirit for pile 3, please. Actually, let's go ahead and pull this card. What final guidance do you have for pile 3? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Bottom of the deck is Stop Playing Small. I'm just going to fall over. Let's put it over here. So let's see the 2 cards. It says Own the Room and Nothing Changes If You Wait. I think with these 3 cards, I really do get the feeling that this is about you coming out of your comfort zone and following your intuition, doing what you feel like you should be doing, but have stopped yourself from doing because you were maybe doubtful or afraid, or you felt like you weren't good enough to do this thing or this project. And I feel like these cards tie in together. Stop playing small. Stand in your light and own the room. And then nothing changes if you wait. And this, I think this is the king in the chess game. I'm pretty sure. And that kind of goes with these, is that you are a very powerful person. You don't need to wait to make the move that you want to make. Like, you, whatever you think you're missing, you have already. It's within you. You can make that move, that next move. And you're divinely guided. You have the inner strength to do what needs to be done, and there's no need to hesitate. I'm going to go ahead and read in this guidebook for Own the Room. Let's see what it says. Number 93, page 93. You can also look that up as an angel number for additional guidance from Spirit if you want. Own the room. Confidence is a decision, not a feeling. I do feel like this is talking about being decisiveness, and you already know what you need to do, so go do it. You have the resources, you have everything you need from Spirit, from the 3D, to be successful. The message is you don't have to wait until you feel confident to act confident. Confidence is something you choose moment by moment, breath by breath. It's a posture, a mindset, a powerful decision to believe in your presence and speak with your full chest, even if your voice shakes. The card is your permission slip to stop playing small. Whether you're stepping into a literal room, a new opportunity, or a bigger version of yourself, own it. Walk in like you belong because you do. Lead with your energy before you say a single word. Confidence doesn't mean you never doubt, it means you move anyway. And then guidance is, if you've been shrinking, questioning yourself, or struggling to be seen, this card reminds you that you don't need more proof, you need more choice. Confidence isn't something granted by others, it's something claimed from within. You don't need to be louder, flashier, or more polished. You just need to trust that your presence is enough. Let people adjust to your energy, not the other way around. I think this fits in so well. This really is about, you did the inner work to know that you are worthy, that you are here for a reason, that you have a higher purpose. And now the inner knowing needs to come out into the 3D so that you can make the changes that you know you're supposed to be making in your own life and in the lives of others. So there's no need to play small anymore. You can do it. That's what Spirit is telling you. All right, that's the end of your reading for today, Pile 3. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe. It'll help the channel out a lot. Thank you so much.